Oh, he's recording it.
Get 3 coffins ready.
Huh?
Having some effect on them now. And when Brazil get into a situation like this, they're very, very difficult to beat.
Yes, it would be cruel to say it, but giving away a 2-goal advantage can only happen once in the 1970 World Cup, and we know who did that. I don't think Brazil are going to do it here.
But when we were kids, we were kicking around. We wanted to say, he's going to be like a Pele, like, you know. We were playing, the only things that we had was plastic balls. And because we were rocks and vegetation, normally the vegetation said that there's a particular one was thorny, has got a thorn. You kick it, 2 minutes later, the fucking thing has busted. And what we used to do once it burst, so we stuff it with paper. We stuff it with paper and we stitch it.
Yeah.
So we play football. My dad was not around. My dad was politically involved. That's how we involved in the politics. From the 40s, he was with his brothers. They were involved in the politics of anti-British, anti-colonial power and all that. At the time I was 6 years old, 1963, I was born in 56. So, yeah, I have good memory of the day when they did it. They hanged 28 people in the same city that I was originally from. The early memory, 2 of his brothers got hanged. If you look at the propaganda of the Iraqi news, everything is glory to the revolution, glory to Saddam Hussein. So, as my dad one time says, well, why they fucking spend money on electricity? Just stick a poster of Saddam Hussein on it. The time I grew up, like that was like this, on the TV. So we wouldn't watch TV unless there's a Western movie or something like that. My university years, I got involved in the politics. I was anti the regime. You can't say that openly.
Yeah.
So, but they would suspect. So they suspect me, like, because I don't attend whatever the government gatherings they do in university, and also they had their own, what we call it, the Saddam's party, which was in power. They had student union belonged to them. So once you become a member of that, that means you become a member of the Ba'ath party, which is Saddam's party. I wouldn't go, so they force you to come.
Right.
They come and drag you and says, why don't you join? Are we not good enough for you? Bit by bit they become more brutal. At the beginning they weren't.
Yeah.
You just bit by bit you sniff around to see who isn't with the government, you know. I couldn't get into the football team. They had it for only the people who would be registered with the student union that was aligned with the government. Because actually I didn't do any football, and for the 4 years I was in the university, I didn't do anything. I got called a couple of times by the security forces. They will threaten you, says if you go out of the university a car will hit you, you know. a room darkened. A guy, they threatened me. I had to write that I do not belong to any party. And if I am found to be a member of any party, I will face the consequences. I just wriggled my way out. Both of us, we loved football. I went to see him in prison before he got hanged. He was just working, bringing up a family. The one thing that you could do in the morning, I go for a run. So that's how I kept fit. To survive, to get out and never come back to Baghdad again. He finished the university, there was a war. The Shah of Iran was toppled, as any gangster would do. Saddam Hussein invaded Iran, just like Russia is doing now. If we catch anybody who has dodged the army, it is a life imprisonment. Sometimes they would be accused of treason, so you'll be shot. And then you have to pay for the bullet. You are not allowed to mourn the dead openly. So my city was known for its militancy. I was going around with forged ID. They poured lots of army, special forces from the government inside the city. Soldiers standing there, 2 or 3 special forces, they see young guys, only guys, your ID. They stop a taxi, run the taxi, the boss, get out. They came twice to the house, and my dad was getting more anxious about me being caught. I was going around as a guy who has dodged the army, going around with forged ID. In 1982, it was spring. I was fit enough because I've been running quite a lot, like February, because it was a raining cold day. In the cinema, I came out, first fucking guy on the bridge. I always remember that. I go back every time. I say to Karen, this is where I fucking got caught. Your ID, I give it to him. He says, you are 1956, you should be in the army. What are you doing? I'm an engineer and I work in the special roads down in the south. But inside of fucking my heart, he gave the ID back. But I hear him, he's calling me back. I was ignoring him and I was hoping by this time I knew my city, I will vanish. He caught me right at the back. By that time he has caught up with another group of checkpoint guys. He said, can you show me your ID again? And I confidently gave it back to him, He showed it to another guy. He said, do you think he's an engineer? And they were waiting. Let's keep him until there's a particular police. They have a red berry with forged ID. I was thinking my route. I heard the guy says, a general has signed it. A general has signed it. I was going around with forged ID. Listen, give it back to him. Let him go. They would have fucking waited for the Red Berets guys, When I went home, Dad could see me, it was just white. What happened? I said, nothing. And I'm gonna go.
Erdino, faced by Facchetti. Oh, it's not a bad ball for Pele on the right side. It's Carlos Alberto. And what a great goal that was! Carlos Alberto!
16 days walking from village to village.
In the route, I took people froze to death.
My uncle had a TV, so for that final we were in my uncle's house. We wanted Brazil to win it.